Hi, folks. In this knowledge shot, we're going to speak about industrial training, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very useful for you. I'm not talking about the eligibility part of it that you can always read on the website. What I'm touching upon is 5, 6 very important issues that you should definitely listen to. This video is going to be a game changer for you. First and foremost, the question that comes to us: how to get into industrial training? पहुंचे कैसे बात? So the answer is very simple. To get anything, you have to reach out to someone. For that, what you can do is you can write to people who are LinkedIn. You can write to HRs. You can write to someone who is actually hiring for industrial training. Let's say there is an opening in the controllership profile or a taxation profile. You can directly search people in that company working in controllership or taxation. Write a good message to them over LinkedIn and get connected. And you can also reach out to the HR, the relevant HR who is hiring it, talent acquisition HR who is hiring for the role, and you can send a good email to them with a cover letter and a proper CV, and I think your job will be done. You can also look at the ICI portal, which actually offers and lists a lot of opportunities for industrial training. So this answers the first question, how to get into articleship. The second most important thing, or the question that very often comes to us, सर मैं छोटी फर्म से हूँ, मुझे इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग मिलेगी क्या? सर I've done my articleship from a very mediocre or a small firm. Will I get industrial training? The answer is very surprising but very optimistic. Absolutely yes. You can get into industrial training if you've done your articleship from a small firm. Now obviously, if someone is coming from a big firm, for them it would be easier to get into industrial training because the industry would always prefer someone who has done some sort of good work or has been associated with a well-known firm. However, that does not restrict you from applying. That does not restrict you from getting into that particular corporate where you want to pursue your industrial training from. For that, you again have to make your CV in a way that looks very lucrative to the other party, and you have to reach out as already spoken in the first point, right? So the answer to this question is yes. Even if you're coming from a small firm, you can get into articleship. Now moving on to the next section, and which is a very important section, the third one. I have dealt with a lot of people who are coming from big firms, big fours, big 20 firms, and they very often ask, हमारे लिए useful है क्या? Should we go for industrial training? And though there is no straitjacket answer to this, but in my personal opinion, see, you look at it from a situation once you clear your chartered accountancy, right? You think from that angle, you get into those shoes and understand the situation. Let's say there is a Flipkart hiring, or there is a HUL hiring, or there's a ITC hiring, and there's a person, let's say ITC is hiring, and there's a person who's coming from HUL, or there's a person coming from, let's say Americo, right? You tell me, if you would have been the recruiter, will you not consider their CV first over someone who has done their articleship merely from a firm, even though that firm is good, right? So it completely depends. Yes, let's say you are applying somewhere and you have those sort of clients in your CV, even in the firm as an auditor, that also suffice. So I'm not trying to portray that only industrial training gets you job. Please don't take it wrong. What I'm trying to suggest is, in case if you have industrial training exposure, it definitely helps you because the other person thinks that this person has an industry exposure over someone who has merely worked for a firm. So even if you've done your articleship from a big four or a big firm, you can definitely go ahead if the firm allows, or I don't know that's the right way to put it or not, but in case if the terms and conditions that you signed on while signing up for articleship that allow you to pursue industrial training, you should definitely go ahead and pursue industrial training from a good industry, right? Now the next question that you want to answer is also something which bothers a lot of students. Sir, CV में क्या डालें? How should the CV look like? How does a good CV look like? So finding industrial training or going for industrial training is as good as going for a job, right? Because you pursue it almost towards the end of your articleship when you are about to, end your articleship. So it is as good as, and who is actually looking at your CV? It is someone from the industry looking at your CV, right? So the CV has to be of some standard, needs to follow best industry practice, need to show, what sort of work you've done. Now, here is one simple suggestion on this. You can also refer our CV preparation video for this. We have in detail spoken on that. But to keep things in short and to deliver value in this video, as far as CV is concerned, let's say if you are applying for a taxation role in any company, this is very obvious that whatever work you have done in the taxation domain while pursuing articleship in the firm, that should come first and that should be detailed. I'm pretty sure someone working in taxation won't be much interested to look at your auditing experience. I'm not saying remove the auditing experience, but usko chota kar do, shorten it up and expand your taxation section. Let's say you are applying for a business finance kind of a role, definitely they would look for something like numbers in your CV. They would look like they would look for statements where you have delivered something. Let's say you automated something, you've done some sort of KPI working, or you have helped the management in saving cost or time, time cost or man hours. They are going to look for those words. Okay, have a look at the job description in case if they provide. Generally in industrial training also they sometimes provide job description. Have a look at it. Put Ind AS or AS, whatever you have worked on in your CV, right? Be specific what all work you have done and categorize your CV well, right? In case if you have some other skill set also, for example, Python, you have done financial modeling, you have some certifications, right? Technical, non-technical, both. You have good hands-on on Python or any IT skill, or you have been a good speaker in ITT, in OC or GMCS, and you have won some certificate from your relevant chapter or branch. I think you should definitely put it in your CV. So put your achievements, put your academic credentials, and make your CV accustomed to what sort of job role or what sort of industrial training goal they're offering. These are few prerequisites that you should definitely focus on while looking for while making a CV for your industrial training. Now the question comes, what to prepare for industrial training? पढ़े क्या? जब चलो लग गया, chance लग गया interview का, पढ़े क्या? That's the biggest problem that a student faces. It's very simple. This is also applicable for job. If you don't know what to study, just study 2-3 things. Number one, you should definitely be very thorough with your CV. Whatever you're mentioning in your CV, you should be thorough with the stories or whatever you've done. You should know it by heart, right? How you did it, what you did, what were the outcomes, how did you deal with the situation, right? The second thing is, why do you want to pursue industrial training and why do you want to pursue industrial training from that particular company only? So read about the company. Now, how to read about the company? You should read the news relevant to that company. You should read in case if there are any statements from their CEO, CFO or top management. You should know their share price in case if it is listed. You should read their annual report, what sort of products they deal with, their margins, their turnovers. This will help you to answer questions why this company or why this particular organization, right? You should also be aware of your technical, academic stuff, technical stuff. For example, you should have good hands-on on Ind AS, SFM, especially, NPV, IRR, capital budgeting. You can study IPCC level, financial management. That helps you. Obviously, in case if the industrial trainee is being hired in a treasury profile, you need to know Forex and portfolio management. So that depends on. So what you do, you read the job description, pick up keywords. So there's a section in the job description, what you are going to do. Read in case if that is available, right? In case that is available and there are certain hints there, pick those topics and prepare on that. What you can additionally do is you can speak to industrial trainees who are currently pursuing industrial training from that firm or ex-industrial trainees through LinkedIn and have a word with them that what would the interview be planned around, right? What to study for that particular interview. I think that would be a great insight too. Now, last but not the least, a very important topic that we want to speak on is what are the pros and cons and my view on this, right? What I feel. Whether you should go for industrial training or not. So if you want to go for a good corporate and if you want to have a flavor of how corporates work, definitely you should go for industrial training. It definitely adds up a lot of value to you. Even the stipend part, which I personally feel we do not pursue any sort of industrial training or training opportunity merely to earn stipend. We are there to learn. However, if we compare apples to apples here, if we compare stipend that we get in a firm or stipend that we get in an industrial training opportunity, the stipend would be far higher for a very simple reason that that's a very big organization and they have deep pockets. So they have that ability to pay in comparison to a firm. Even though if you look at the Big 4, Big 10, Big 20 firms, they pay decent stipend, right? Still, Merely from that financial angle and stipend angle, I think you should definitely pursue, industrial training. If we speak financials. Now, what are the other benefits? Maybe access to top management. Maybe you get a PPO, replacement offer, right? Once you clear, you can directly get an offer from the company. That can be a situation. It has happened in the past. One more advantage of pursuing industrial training. I have had 2-3 students. One of them pursued industrial training from a big e-commerce giant. Took few attempts to clear CA final, and today he's working in one of the biggest IT companies. He got that shortlisting in the ICI campus because he did his industrial training from a e-commerce giant. So many a times, if you pursue industrial training, it helps you to get shortlisting and it helps you to push your candidature when you go for a job, right? Now we speak about the cons, the problems associated with industrial training. See, the problems are very genuine from a student standpoint. Number one, sometimes they don't give you much time to study. You might have to cut off your preparation time if you're pursuing, when you'll be going for CA final, you have to cut short the time of preparation. That can be one problem. Second, the working hours can be more in case if you're coming from a mid-sized firm or a small firm, right? I'm not talking about the deadline based assignments. There, even in the firm, the time that you take is higher or you spend more time in the firm. However, in general parlance, in an industrial training, you have to slog hard and you might have to invest more time in the organization in comparison to a mid-size or a small firm. You do that similar, you invest similar amount of time if you're pursuing it from a big firm. So there is no difference as such in industrial training and a big firm from the time perspective, from the time that you invest in that organization. From that perspective, there's not much of a difference. Apart from that, you can also be restricted to a very niche domain. Maybe you don't get different domains to experience, and you can be given a very clerical kind of a work. That is also a possibility in an industrial training opportunity. That depends on organization to organization. So these are few pros and cons that you should definitely look at before joining any industrial training opportunity. I hope you learned something in this video, and it will be a great add-on when you're looking for any industrial training. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video. Thank you.